Welcome once again to Breakfast Central. Let's get into the world of sports this morning. It's a bright Monday morning, mostly because, everybody got a victory. Arsenal won, Manchester United won, Chelsea won, everybody won. So there's no tears to drink. But good morning to Udoka and Joko. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Osage. Good morning, Olive. And great weekend was in the world of sports.
Let's quickly
talk about what happened in the English Premier League. And starting with the table toppers, Arsenal, they had to come from behind to restore their place at the top of the Premier League, beating Fulham 2-1 at the Emirates Stadium. Now, the Gunners are still the only side yet to drop points and are now unbeaten in their last 34 home league matches against newly promoted sides. Mikel Arteta's men were looking to cement a hugely encouraging start to the season by winning a fourth consecutive game, something they have not achieved since 2004. Now, perhaps missing the extra quality of absentees Alexander Zinchenko and Ghana's Thomas Partey, Arsenal had underwhelmed before the break, and while they had early chances, the Gunners were caught cold and fell behind. Defender Gabriel was caught dwelling in possession by the international's Alexander Mitrovic, who muscled him off the ball before finishing beyond Aaron Ramsdale, netting his 100th goal for Fulham. For the first time this season, Arsenal would need to come from behind. Now, Captain Odegaard, who had been the best player throughout the game, provided the leveler as his shot was deflected off Tosin Adarabioyo and beyond Bernd Leno, the former Arsenal goalkeeper. After being culpable for the goal his side conceded, Gabriel made amends as he prodded home the winner in the 86th minute. In the early kickoff on Saturday, Manchester United edged a tight contest at the St. Mary's, overcoming Southampton 1-0 and claiming back-to-back wins in the English Premier League for the first time since February. Now, the defeat for Southampton means that Mali's Musa Jenepo and Ghana's Mohamed Salisu and Nigeria's Joe Aribo on the pitch were now 10 Premier League games without a clean sheet. Quite a sad one for Southampton. Now, heading over to the biggest win for Liverpool over the weekend, it was Mo Salah who was unable to get on the score sheet as the Reds registered their biggest ever margin of the Premier League era on Saturday afternoon with a 9-0 thumping of newly promoted AFC Bournemouth, seeing the Reds pick up the first win of the campaign and extend their winning streak over the Cherries to 7 straight games. Now, Raheem Sterling scored a valuable second-half brace in a narrow 2-1 win against the duo of Nigeria's Wilfred Ndidi and Kelechi Iheanacho's Leicester City, handing Chelsea the third win from their last 4 Premier League games, and it was quite a sterling performance from the former Manchester City man, Raheem Sterling, getting the brace in that encounter. And going over to the champions, Manchester City, well, they showed their resilience yet again, coming from 2 goals down to beat Crystal Palace at the Etihad Stadium. Erling Haaland's maiden hat-trick for the holders ensured Pep Guardiola's side have now won each of their last 6 home games in the Premier League, scoring 24 in the process. And to Harry Kane, now, of course, he scored a brace, including his 200th league goal, which helped Tottenham Hotspur maintain their unbeaten start to the season as they beat Nottingham Forest 2-0. Now, Harry Kane also had a second-half penalty saved, but the hosts were unable to capitalize as they missed a string of chances on either side of the break. And to the Spanish La Liga, we head now as UD Almeria secured their first La Liga win since 2014-2015 with a narrow 2-1 victory over Sevilla, ending the Rojiblancos' 5-match unbeaten run in the Andalusian derbies in the process. Now, Nigeria striker Umar Sadiq scored the winning goal for Almeria in the triumph over Sevilla on Saturday. Sadiq, who opened his La Liga account in last week's 1-0 draw with Elche, was a thorn in the Sevilla defense as he constantly bullied their 2 centre-backs, Karim Rekik and Tanguy Nyanzu. With the game tied 1-1, Sadiq tapped home Rikas Rogostone's cross to fire Almeria into a surprise lead with a little over half an hour to play. Now, Sadiq ended the game with 4 shots, with 1 yielding the goal, while he had a 55% pass accuracy after managing 6 of his 11. Now, the striker's future is still unknown after being linked with a £30 million move to Villarreal, but Almeria coach Rubi will be hoping he stays to help them secure the top flight status. Now to the CHAN qualifiers. Now the home-based Eagles of Nigeria succumbed to a 2-0 defeat to the Black Galaxies of Ghana in the first leg of the 2022 CHAN final qualifying round on Sunday. The game, which was played inside the Cape Coast Stadium, Accra, saw Afriye Bani and Suraj Seidu getting the goals for the Black Galaxies. Both teams will meet again in the second leg built for Saturday, the 3rd of September at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abuja. Now, the winner of the two-legged tie between Ghana and Nigeria will qualify for next year's CHAN in Algeria. Now, the home base, the Eagles, failed to qualify for the 2020 CHAN after losing to Togo in the qualifiers, while the Black Galaxies last featured at the CHAN at the 2014 edition held in South Africa, where they lost to Libya in the final. Now, in other results, it was Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso playing out a goalless draw, and Senegal defeated Guinea by a lone goal as Togo defeated Niger by a 1-0, and of course, Mali lost away to Sierra Leone. Heading over to Egypt now, Al Ahly's Ricardo Suarez is set to step down from his role as head coach after the Ceramica Cleopatra game. Following Pitso Mosemane's departure, Portuguese manager Ricardo Suarez was brought in to save Al Ahly's season and keep them in the Egyptian Premier League title race. Now, Al Ahly's performances have not improved since the arrival of Suarez, as they lost out on the title to arch rival Zamalek for the second consecutive season. Now, the club also conceded second place to Pyramids FC and will now finish outside the top two for the first time since the 1991-1992 season. And despite chairman Mahmoud El Khatib publicly backing the 47-year-old coach, the club has decided against his stay, and the head coach has been told to leave the club after the end of the season. This comes as Al Ahly have the option to terminate the contract of the Portuguese manager without paying any release clauses before the start of the new season. Quite a sad one for Ricardo Suarez right there at Al Ahly, but there are rumors making the round that Pitso Mosemane, the former coach, just might be on his way back to still be the coach of Al Ahly Football Club in Egypt, but nothing has been confirmed yet. But big win for Liverpool in the English Premier League, and for Mo Salah, the Egyptian right there, couldn't get on the score sheet. And I'm sure for Osarge this morning, quite a happy one for Manchester United fans, because it is back-to-back victories for Erik ten Hag's side.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I mean, it's not just back-to-back victory that that excites me. It's better football. It's more confidence with their play. It's the fact that they defend better now. The fact that they are scoring goals. And the midfield seems a lot better.
Yeah.
Maguire is no longer playing. There's just so many things that are happening. It's sad to see that Ronaldo only comes on much later in the game, but. The fire and the drive that Elanga and sometimes Rashford, bring to the game, it's just exciting to see.
I wanted to ask Osage something. Football is a game of luck. Sometimes your team can bring their best foot forward, bring all the fire that you want, and still not score. Would your disposition to Manchester United have remained the same if they played this match the same way and yet lost it?
So I think so. So I think for me, right, from the Liverpool game, I saw a more interesting Manchester United play. In the past, this what I'm talking about now is stuff that has been going on for the last 2-3 years. It's a drive that we haven't seen in such a long time. And so even if they got a draw against, Southampton, or maybe even lost the game itself, I still would be excited to see that they seem to be playing better now. They're more inspiring now than they were, in the past. So
we'll see how far that goes for Manchester United, because the coach, that is Erik ten Hag, he said there's still a lot of problems to be solved in the Manchester United team, and he still wants to go into the transfer market to get a couple of players. He has actually almost completed the signing of Ajax's Anthony for almost £100 million. So let's see what he brings to the United team and other transfers that they'll be making into the squad. But what do you make of the game between Liverpool and Bournemouth? Olive, it was 9-0, and the Egyptian Mo Salah didn't get on the score sheet.
When I heard 9-0, it just reminded me of a particular phrase on Twitter when they say it feels like you need to wipe someone or remove cable. We do not support, support violence, but basically, I can't imagine what must have happened in that game that makes you score 9 goals. What was the other team doing? Were they sleeping? Did they come to the game?
Liverpool had a slow start to the season, so this was really just pouring out all that anger from the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah,
but 9 goals.
It's their first 3 points in the EPL, so I mean it's a good one for Liverpool. But of course, Mo Salah not getting on the score sheet was not good for the Egyptian rider. But he did contribute a lot to the games and the goals that were scored. But yeah, we'll look forward to Tuesday's fixtures in the English Premier League. But from me, that's all for Sport Update.
All right, must really rock to be a Liverpool fan right now. 9 goals. They see each other and say, hey, my guy, how far? 9 goals.
9 goals.
How far? Thank you so much, Udoka, for joining us.
much.
We hope you enjoy the rest of your day and we look forward to having you again.
All right, thank you, and you have a great day.